Coming up in just a few minutes' time, we'll bring you the Huatulco Elite Men's Race live from Mexico. Always one of the most eagerly awaited weekends in this part of the world. My name's Trevor Harris, alongside Triple Olympian Julian Sanders, and we've got a fascinating feel for this one, Julian. Several men still not certain of a place at the Olympics, and a couple of big-name men from your neck of the woods in Henry Schoeman and Jamie Riddle.
Yeah, the South Africans up there, Jamie and Henry, ranked 4th and 5th going into this race, hopefully able to put that bad luck behind them from Friday in the mixed team relay, and Henry as well crashing out in Yokohama. Richard Murray, obviously the ex-South African as well, they're ranked 3rd. Wessel torn off the back of a great mixed team relay. They're going into this event ranked as the #1 athlete.
Yeah, no surprise really. He was in Yokohama torn and came a very, very respectable 12th. Guinness Grau, number 12 there from Spain, is a former winner of this race. He won here in 2022. Casper Stornes has shown little hints of a return to form, and he was in that Norwegian mixed team relay quartet that won on Friday and guaranteed their spot in Paris. Mitch Kolkman was pretty good too in the Dutch team that finished 2nd in that race.
Yeah, then some younger athletes further down the field. We've got some of the medalists from the Junior World Championships competing today. We've got Reese Vanneson of the USA, who was 3rd at the Junior Worlds, and Juan Nuno Batista, the younger brother of Ricardo Batista. He's our reigning world champion in the junior category. So great experience for those junior athletes out there today.
It is exactly 7:30 in the morning here in Huatulco. It's like we're going to get off bang on time. So away they go for this men's Huatulco World Cup. 51 of them taking the first challenge, which is to conquer those waves and just get in cleanly. Looks like they did a pretty good job.
I think those currents were really, really challenging yesterday. When they were swimming back into shore, it almost looked like they weren't moving at all. So yeah, it's early morning as opposed to the evening. I'm not so sure what the tides are doing, but we did see in the mixed team relay a lot of the athletes actually struggling to get out of the water because of the currents. Not so much in the way of waves to catch here, just a shore break, basically just dumping waves straight onto the beach there.
So pretty much bang on 9 minutes swim for the man. See a few of them having real trouble actually getting out. Moya fancied him to go well. He's at the front, the Chilean.
Henry Schoeman in 3rd. João Nuno Batista there, I think, as well, up there in the swim.
Well, if Henry Schoeman holds it together on the bike, and he's had some bad luck of late, that crash with Tyler Mislorchuk in Yokohama, but if he steers clear of trouble, you've got to think he's got a great chance today, if he's anywhere close to his best.
Yeah, he's had a lot of bad luck lately. He won a 70.3, I think, a weekend or two ago in the Philippines. I think Richard Murray, who we haven't seen yet, he mentioned that he would potentially help Mitch Kolkman if it came round to that. So, if Mitch found himself further back, we know Richard's swim is his weakness, but if Mitch had found himself further back, I think Richard's job would be to try and get Mitch further up the field. A little bit of a gap, an athlete there in no man's land a bit.
If my memory serves me correctly, Mislorchuk was trying to win the race for a 3rd year in a row, and Grau basically, I'd say outran him, but he outmaneuvered him when they got close home, just got the tiger line, and Mislorchuk had nowhere to go really, and Grau was a really savvy winner of that race. So he's a clever triathlete.
They looked like they were nearly on in the dead turn. Now we can see Jamie Riddle making a break for it.
Yep, here he goes. Watch out for manholes.
And that's a great time to do it, just as that chase group are trying to get on. They're maxing out, trying to get on the back of this group. It just takes, a little bit of a break like that, like Jamie Riddle, to get the group working behind. Probably about 7 seconds to that chase group, so they're going to have to work really, really hard up the hill here.
He keeps looking back in kind of hope there might be a couple of guys that, okay, Jamie, let's give it a go between us, but that's not happening.
Yeah, it looks like those chasers have now all caught onto the group there, so big group of men here. Jamie's still making a push for it on the front here. So yeah, looks like they do have a gap now.
Yep. He just needed, didn't he, a couple of guys to give him a bit of help, and that's exactly what's happened. And the aggression of Jamie Riddle suddenly has put at least 10, 12 seconds, maybe more, into those chasing behind. Yeah, if they can do that and share the workload, this could work. They could stay away here. See, it's not a big gap.
The gap has increased, though, it looks like.
Well, unfortunately for them, it didn't last.
No, I thought that break was going to stick, but yeah, looks like the chasers eventually got organized, and yeah, that has all come together again. Yeah, that is confirmed. That is number 49, Pelayo Gonzalez Torres there. So coming off the back of a 7th place in Melilla at that European Cup not too long ago. World Junior Duathlon champ.
That gives you the perfect shot, shows you how far clear he is.
Yeah, I was just trying to do a little bit of a count there. They are going up the hill, but from the naked eye, I think it's around 15 seconds. So you might have lost a bit of time going up the hill there. One of our Dutch athletes there, I think Coltman maybe, dismounting his bike there in second. No, that's Richard Murray. Richard Murray, Alois Knabel up there. Coltman as well. Someone's dropped their bike. I think that was Knabel. Bichak.
Yeah, a bit of experience from Murray there, making sure he was right at the front, not caught up in any traffic, as he was going to stand number 3.
There's a torn out there. Yes, that was interesting. Richard Murray was cycling right in front of Mitch Coltman, so, you know, potentially just protecting Coltman the entire bike ride there, just helping him out to try and obtain that requirement for his ranking. There we go, the two Dutchmen, Richard Murray, Mitch Coltman.
Literally a case of double Dutch early on the run then, as Murray leads Coltman. Coltman, remember, still not guaranteed to be in Paris, but anywhere, well, certainly top 10 would get him there. We reckon top 30 would be just about okay. And Murray doing everything he can. He said he was going to try and help. And
yeah.
So far, he's been as good as his word.
Difficult position as well for Richard if his job is to look after Coltman, but he looks pretty good himself.
He does.
Does he go after the win as well?
What does he do now? Because all of a sudden there's, 10 or 12 yards of daylight between the two.
It's not really much he can do for Coltman on the run.
As long as Coltman doesn't completely fold, you've got to think he's going to be fine for a top third.
Agreed, yeah. Yeah, and it is Erwin van der Planken there, the Belgian athlete there. This is a great comeback tale for the Belgian.
Well, it's been a while since Richard Murray was front and centre. That's exactly where he is at the moment.
Yeah, no stranger to a World Cup podium, has 8 World Cup podiums to his name in his career. However, I think the last one was, in fact, back in 2018, so it's been some time. Yeah, we can just see Matisse Boulu there and Jean-Nuno Batista chasing. They've just passed Mitch Coltman there. John Reed as well, Bench Bichak. Now we know running has always been Richard Murray's strength, so looking really solid at the moment. His wife Rachel obviously in great run shape, so I hope the training's been going well for the family. Still looking really comfortable, isn't he? Shades on the head, which probably tells you it's very, very hot. Sometimes when your face feels really hot when you're racing, it almost, when you're wearing shades, the heat seems to stick on your eyes. So the shades are up. So below now, sitting in second, Reed and Van der Planken, these 3 athletes now are fighting for those medal positions. I think we've lost Bench Bichak. He's now fallen back. But Bichak needs to try and hang tough there. He needs the solid results, to make sure that he is either one of the 2nd or 3rd ranked Hungarians.
Yeah, otherwise he could let Gabor Feldman through the back door, potentially.
Yeah. Looks like one of those 3 is now broken clear. We can see Richard Murray at the bottom of the screen there, and it looked like one of those athletes had broken clear into 2nd place.
Be surprised if it's not Boniek, because he just looked like he was poised to throw down the gauntlet to the other 2, but we'll see. A little look back from Murray, but he's still got a nice little cushion. He's well into his final lap. He glanced back and he'll see exactly where Bewley is. It is indeed the Canadian who's a clear 2nd now.
Van der Planken, the Belgian, just hanging on there in 3rd place at the moment. I wouldn't say he's home and dry or safe yet, because John Reed is breathing down his neck.
Yeah, Reed's never got a World Cup medal. Boney certainly hasn't ever got a World Cup medal. It's going to be a day of firsts here. He's looked back about 4 or 5 times in the last half a minute, Murray, even though he's fairly close home now. Reed trying to basically drop Van der Plank. Doesn't want the Belgian breathing down his neck when the blue carpet comes into view. It's been a long time since we've seen him on the top step of a podium, but he's going to put that right here this morning. Richard Murray wins in Huatulco. Big moment for him. It's been a great weekend too for the Netherlands. And it's going to be Boney coming home for his first World Cup medal. He will take the silver. And John Reed is going to get his initial World Cup medal as well. The American home in third. Van der Plank fourth. Excellent run from him.
Nuno Batista there and Benj Bichak rounding out top 6. And Coltman we can see coming across the line there, so that's it. So looks like Team Netherlands has...
You can see, that's the celebrations, that's what that's all about. They know they're definitely going to be in Paris. Coltman just had to do his bit, he did. And we're going to see them on the start line on August the 5th in that mixed team relay.
I didn't know how today was going to go, to tell the truth. All the focus was on trying to get Mitch top 20. That was the biggest goal. Otherwise, we didn't qualify for the games. If he came 25th, we maybe wouldn't have qualified for the games. So, but to win and to qualify, it can't get better than that.
Yeah, I mean, your last World Cup win was in 2018. You told us a couple of days ago that you raced here in Huatulco in 2011. How does it feel to come back with a win today?
I can't explain it, actually, to tell the truth. I mean, a lot of doubt the last few years with my heart condition. Yokohama pretty much DMFing last weekend. So, I mean, I came in to try and stay as motivated as I can under the circumstances, and I managed to just make the group on the swim. And yeah, in the group there was a lot of attacks as well. We had to close some attacks to the guys in the front, and went out on the run with Mitch. And I thought maybe we get two of us on the podium. But Mitch came 9th or 8th, I think, something like this. So couldn't be happier.
It was so much of a challenging year for me this year. It was so hard to quit my country, going in Spain, train there. It was really challenging, and right now I can realize it. It's so much happiness, and yeah.
We saw today a really round competition from you, getting out of the water well positioned, then staying on the group on the bike. How did the run feel today?
I mean, I was far back on the first transition. This is not my strength, the transition, so I knew I had to push really hard first, 2.5 kilometers, and after that just trying to fight for the best position, and I can realize I was on the podium.
It was a big pack in the swim. We kind of had a smaller group to start, and then it packed up, and I knew it was just going to be a run, and so I tried my best to get into T2 in a good spot and got kind of bogged down, and I was like, well, okay. And then eventually I was able to lock on to Matisse, and we just kind of kept steamrolling from there, and it was great. Yeah, it was hot. I've been prepping since Chengdu for this, in the sauna and lots of clothing. I was a bit nervous. I had some food poisoning kind of the last 2 days, so lost a lot of fluids and wasn't totally sure how the body was going to respond, but I have great support here, great friends, and they made sure I was stocked up on Gatorades and whatever I needed to get to the start line as fit and healthy as possible.
It's a really strong performance off the back of food poisoning as well. So.
Yeah. So confirmation then of the top 10. Murray winning for the first time in a while. Canadian and an American, first time on the podium at this level for both. Van der Plank and I catching 4th after various issues that he's had, injury-wise. Bichak ran himself up to 6th. Kolkman, we know, did the business in terms of getting the Dutch to Paris. Another Canadian, Liam Donnelly, in 10th place. From a running background, and the fist pumps tell you how much it means to win his first World Cup medal.
Y aquí está Leslie Buchanan, the World Triathlon, entregando
still only 23. Well, you could just tell, couldn't you, from his interview, how proud he was to finish on the podium here. You've got to think there's a lot more to come from him, potentially.
Richard Murray.
There must have been times when he would have wondered if he'd ever get back to the top of a podium in one of these races. Must have been.
Yeah, it's a long time between podium places for Richard. 6 years.
He was away first on the run. He was away first with the champagne as well. I look a bit more experience than the two young North Americans. Been a very busy weekend of racing with Huatulco and also Samarkand in Uzbekistan. We've brought you 5 races live over this weekend, and we'll be back next weekend with the next World Championship Series race in Calgary. For now, though, from me, Trevor Harris, for Gillian Sanders and our whole production cast and crew right around the world. Hope you've enjoyed it. See you soon. Bye-bye.